and welcome to this episode of Sales Secrets from the Top 1%, where the world's best sales experts share their secrets to sales success. And I am thrilled, honored, humbled, and grateful to have with me today my good friend, Amir Reiter. Amir is the founder and CEO of CloudTask, a managed workforce provider for growing companies looking for B2B sales, customer success, and support solutions. Amir has spent the last decade working in sales, and now after nearly 4 years, he began his own entrepreneurial journey and built his own services company to grow your business as an extension of your own team. Amir, thank you so much for joining us today, my man.
Brandon, appreciate the warm introduction, man.
Yeah, and for the audience, so this is Sales Secrets from the Top 1%. So the goal of this show is to identify all of the top sales secrets that you've learned throughout your career. So the audience is dying to learn all of your top sales secrets. And this new format, you're the first one. We're going to launch a new format to uncover all of these secrets in 20 minutes. So I'm going to dive right in if that works for you.
Works for me, man.
Awesome. So Amir, who are you and where'd you get started in sales?
Oh, man. Where did I get started in sales? Where do I begin with that? I think my first job was selling copiers door to door at 21.
Nice.
Vacuums, $3,000 vacuums. Also, in-house demos, 3 hours long. And then B2B water products I've just always been selling. And one of those guys where I first started, I was more comfortable actually walking into buildings versus calling. And I would just walk into, the unsolicited signs didn't faze me. And then I got good at the phones. And I was like, oh my God, I did all of that walking and realized I could probably get a lot more done on the phones. And then channels just started opening up, right? And I think it's always the same thing, right? I think learning that no is a yes, and just kind of really brainwashing your way of thinking to become a sales professional. Just it takes time, right? And all of a sudden you get uncomfortable when people aren't saying no to you. Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so when you were doing the copiers and the vacuums, like what age was that? And then also
22,
what city?
23, 24,
Cool.
in Miami, Florida.
Miami.
Yeah, in Florida. And then from that point on, I used technology for my company called NetSuite, which is very advanced ERP, and it was probably should have just invested into it and worked for the company. But so I loved technology, loved sales, and then I. Shortly after that, had a small exit, worked for NetSuite, and just decided that technology companies needed a better way of scaling, and people were either outsourcing on Fiverr, these websites getting really low quality, or there's BPOs that were working with enterprises with $1 million minimums. And I said, you know what, there should be a better way to get BPO, business process outsourcing, for SMBs, for Series B companies with product fit that are looking to scale without having to say, I'm going to hire 100 employees, right? What about 2, 3, 4, 5? So we are a managed workforce where people hire, they will hire sales development reps, sales development associates, account executives, customer success, and support reps. And if you look at what we really do, we help people with outcomes, right? Finding the right people, which are leads, because we use technologies like Seamless, other databases. Then
we appreciate you as a customer.
It helps us get results, right? Can't do what we do without technology. And then qualified meetings with the right people, closing opportunities, renewing accounts, and closing support cases. That's what a business needs to grow.
Yep, that's awesome, man. And okay, so you're at CloudTask right now. I was just about to ask, where do you work currently, and what do you sell? So you covered that. What is the average deal size for what you do?
It's probably about 25,000 annually is the average. But we have companies that we work with that have average sales price of $500, $600. It just turns more to a customer success play. Right, because I think in that realm, you're attracting a lot of buyers through demos and free trials, right? Similar to a Seamless.
Average deal size is like $2,000 to $3,000 a month in MRR.
Yeah, it's especially for an outbound program, right? As you get more inbound and more customer success, it'll go lower, and then the engine will be driven more with, apps in the App Store, right? With some companies that have apps in the App Store get 150 downloads a day.
And then what's the average sales cycle for that type of sale?
About 3 to 4 months on average.
Okay. Yeah, start to finish, because it's high ticket, like anything over 10 grand probably takes a lot more, and you're in that 25K range. And then how many customers does CloudTask have today?
We have about 40,
Awesome.
and the average customer has about 5 reps, I would say.
Wow. So you're at like 150 employees now?
More, yeah.
Wow. That's
Or
huge, man.
220, yeah.
Congrats. 220.
Something like
Amazing.
that.
So cool. Now that we got the audience kind of updated on CloudTask, where you're at, what you're selling, I want to review and dive into the top 3 places you've worked at and sold for.
Mhm.
What is your top sales secret from each? And then we're going to end the episode at what is your number 1 sales secret that you would tell your 20-year-old
Cool.
self?
All right.
And how does the audience execute? So let's start from the back to the front, right? Like first top place that you sold to in your mind where you learned your biggest secret.
Yeah, I would say it was a water company where I was doing water service, and my biggest secret that I learned was that when you get rejected, it's not personal. They just don't want to do business with the company you are representing. That's what my VP of sales told me, and it stuck with me till this day. So that was secret number 1, right? Just taking that emotional side out and being like, I got a job. I'm proud of having a job. And that no is not a no to Amir Reiter. That no is a no to Ultimate Water or that water company. Secret number 1, right? I would say secret number 2 when selling capital equipment in the medical industry was getting all the buyers involved, right? So just finding out that there's more than one buyer, right? That's when I said $1 million robotic equipment and it's a big committee and just knowing all the committee stakeholders and who's involved. So that's secret number 2. And then going to NetSuite, secret number 3. The company you work for can dictate your future, right? So everybody knew what NetSuite was, and they bought NetSuite, right? So working for the right company at the right time is secret number 3, I think.
The right
that's where we're at.
Like the right product, right company, right time.
Right product, right company, right time, right? Just like Seamless.ai. You guys have a lot of demand. You got a great product, right? You'll get them a lot of leads. And then I would say...
Well, hold on. And because I'm learning this new model with this new method of this like 20-minute sales secret thing. So the first one was don't take it personal when you don't get the deal. So like what were you doing with the water company, right?
Yeah. So I would find people who had like 5-gallon bottle water coolers, and we would replace them with filtration machines.
And then when you would lose a deal, you got super emotional on that VP.
What do you lose a deal? I would get rejected. I would walk into a building and they'd be like, get out, or, we're not interested. And I'd get like emotional. And that VP of sales kind of told me.
I think everyone does, right?
Yeah. Leave your emotions aside, really.
And once you did that, did you just see sales just start to skyrocket?
I just started brainwashing myself and understanding that opportunity. I was lucky to have opportunity, right? Like people forget that like you might not actually have the opportunity to be like, hey, Brandon, I do X, Y, Z. Can we talk? Right? Like you learning that you're lucky to have a chance to even get rejected, right? Like some places you live, maybe you're in Syria. Unfortunately, it's not a joke, but you might not have the option to actually sell something to somebody, right? Or even ask for something. So learning that, feel grateful to have the opportunity to ask for something and ask for more and push yourself.
That's awesome. And the second company, what was the second company again in that secret? Just to dive in a little bit deeper there.
I forgot. Let me think. Secret 2 was, I think I went to... the medical company.
Makers.
Yeah. I'm just learning that sometimes there's more than one stakeholder, right? And say, who else would be involved in this decision and gathering all that information before.
So how do you do that, right? Like you're pitching, you're pitching Seamless to buy the outsourced sales or customer support services, right? And what would you do like when you learn that secret? Like how does someone master or execute that secret? Like what do you do now? What are the secrets to discover?
I think the secrets is just more like having a bigger vision and just understanding who are the stakeholders and how to ask those questions politely, right? Like, hey, Brandon, I know that you probably care about support, but you're the CEO. Who else is involved in those kind of decisions? Is it your head of customer support, right? Can I get an introduction? And just not really, like I might, if I reached out to you, it might be a better approach to be like, hey, man, I know that support's probably top of your mind, but you're probably really busy making your product better. Can I get introduced to the person really in charge of that? Versus kind of like saying, hey, Brandon, we do support 24/7 multi-language. You're like, next, because I get these all day long, right? And just kind of knowing how to speak to somebody and what to ask.
I get 1,000 of those, man. They're terrible.
Get 1,000 from me.
Terrible.
Still do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And then the third secret that you shared was
working for a good
NetSuite.
company.
Yeah.
Work for a company that has good awareness. Take a look at their marketing, go to their website. Are you getting retargeted? Right? Are they giving you the air cover you need to succeed? Right?
Now, what do you do for all the people listening who, NetSuite's big, Salesforce is big, IBM, Google are big. What about, you and I have customers and people and followers that like work at startups that no one knows. What, because then that, they may get freaked out. Like, what do we got to say to people? What's your advice for people that are working at companies that aren't known?
I would say learn as much as you can and fight as hard as you can, but also know that you have a career and that organization has an opportunity to match your ambition or not, right? So I think be aware of what they're doing. Yeah, and talk to them, right? Like if I worked for you, Brandon, I could be like, hey, Brandon, this is an amazing journey. I'm giving 100%, but I need a little bit of Google AdWords. I need some more MQLs. I need some bigger deals, and just kind of giving yourself timelines, saying like, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to move on, right? Because that's the beautiful part about having a job, not owning a company. Like me and you can't go anywhere, Brandon. We're stuck.
Right. No, and trust me, it's way better to just be employed by someone than deal with all the bullshit that you have to deal with every day.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, that's what I did early on in my career, selling for IBM and Google. It was like, dude, everyone knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Now I also ran startups that no one knew. So
it's different.
Great. Yeah, it's
They're
different.
not the same.
No. So, okay, we went through the top 3 places that you sold for, top 3 secrets. Now the audience is dying to know your number one top sales secret. If you had to go back in time to when you first started in sales, the one secret that you would give your 20-year-old something self to maximize sales, to maximize your income, to maximize revenue, to maximize your result, what is your top secret? Why? And then we'll share how does the audience execute it.
Well, top secret when getting a job or running a company or working?
No, your number one top sales secret, like the number one thing, like if anyone you hire asks for your advice, you're going to go, like anyone in sales that's selling for you.
This is going to sound,
you got to do this.
This is going to sound like it's a plug for you because it has to do with data. So I think the top secret for me would be understanding that your seeds are everything. So, before the cold call, the pitch, the product, make sure that you're targeting the right people. And our organization, CloudTask, for instance, we've grown 150% this year. I still don't think we're targeting the right people.
It's incredible the fast growth that you guys have had.
But I don't think we're targeting the right people. I remember when you
started with like 20, 30 people and now you're 220, dude. It's insane.
But my biggest advice is finding the path of least resistance and focusing on it. And I still struggle with that. I struggle with the advice I'm giving. Right. But find that one thing to that one person that you can help and scale that.
Got it. And so is it the secret? Is it niche targeting or is it like quantity? Like, look, there's 2 things, right? You could have a shitload of leads or you could be like
quality.
This one person, I'm going to sell to all of those one people in that one industry, in that one niche.
I think it's quality. One person, one niche. Not easy. Okay. Because you're tempted to load up sequences and your Apollos, your sales loft, your outreaches, but those days are going to start dying, right?
Yeah. I just started doing marketing. The broader you go in your targeting, the worse the message performs. The 100%. Worse the results. Like you talk a lot about Google AdWords and things like that. Like you and I are sales guys, and we're both probably getting into the paid advertising. And the larger you go, the worse it performs. And it drives your CPAs like out through the roof. So now I agree 100% with your secret. Laser niche, pick a niche and get rich. I preach it to our customers, employees, users every day. How the hell do you do it? Right? So like, what is the secret? You got to pick a niche. You got to have the quality. Why we went over, like trying to sell to everyone, you sell to no one. And then like, what's the advice that you've been taking or that you could share with the audience on how the hell do we sell the quality, sell to the niche, sell to that one persona?
Sounds like a plug again for you, man, but I use your product. I'm like, with Navigator, Sales Navigator, you can really target who you help. And with a product like yours, you can get that information from those people you can help. So if you have a list of 100 highly targeted people, I use it. I use the product, right?
And you're targeting with Seamless. So like you're targeting, you're dialing in on like, are you dialing in on titles? Are you dialing in on locations? Like when you
locations, titles, people, company size.
Like who's your ideal customer?
Well, the targeting comes from Navigator. The information comes from Seamless, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and then the way that you would do it, to give the audience a real live example. So let's just say you want to sell your SDR services to other SaaS companies.
Yeah.
What is the, like, how would you do your targeting on SalesNav?
I would say, I put some like VPs of sales, San Francisco, companies that are Series B or X amount of size. Keywords hiring, right? And then I'd pull that list, run it through Seamless.
Keywords hiring. I like that.
Export it.
Because you're trying to sell the SDR outsourced services or CS.
Yeah. If you're hiring somebody of a budget authority, timeline, and need, right? You won't have a job opening if you don't. And then from that point on, we would do an omnichannel approach of connecting, liking, commenting, right? Calling, emailing, and every channel besides walking into your business, because that's the one thing I can't do.
And you are on top of every DM that you want to sell to. Like when you were working on me, like you were always on top of me, and I'm like, I know Amir's got hundreds of people. How the hell is he on top of me and on top of all my stuff, like all these channels everywhere? Like it was
it's too much. It's
omnipresent Amir, and I'm like, what was your secret to doing that?
Discipline, and I would say hustle, and I archive any conversation that has no value. So the only conversations that I have open are kind of like opportunities. So if I have 30 conversations open, it's 30 things that I need to push until I get a no, an FU, a podcast, or something else.
Now Amir's gonna call and email me 1,000 times a day.
Hell yeah! Why not, man?
I love it, dude. I work so hard, and I love and appreciate so many people that work and hustle, and especially entrepreneurial salespeople too. So I appreciate, I'm like, how can I learn from Amir? How can I apply what he's doing that I may not be doing? You're at every event. You're everywhere, right? And the way that you kind of
I live in a different country too.
Yeah, you live in Colombia.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going everywhere. Yeah.
I'm like, how is Amir at more events than I am in the U.S.? It challenges me to
getting on planes.
Myself. So, dude, I appreciate your hustle and what you share. So, we've got a few minutes left in this new segment. I want to do 5 questions in 50 seconds. You cool with that, Amir?
Fuck yeah, of course.
What salesperson are you following right now?
What salesperson am I following right now? That's a good question. I would say I follow John Barrows.
Cool. What is your favorite sales book?
Couldn't answer that. Pass.
Oh, come on. Pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Prospecting No Fluff from Ryan Reiter. It's small. I like it.
Prospecting, Ryan, SDRs, sales developers. Awesome. How do you stay motivated and unstuck in sales?
I think just like hearing feedback from my teammates who are happy, seeing them being part of a growing enterprise. It's really the motivation. Without them, I'd be like, nothing. So,
got it. Favorite tool, sales or non-sales related? Any tool that you can't live without?
Sales Navigator.
Cool. And then if you could tell your 20-year-old self one thing, what would it be? Anything.
Work for a funded company and get stock options.
Nice. Awesome. Dude, audience, sales secrets from the top 1%. You heard it from Amir Reiter himself, CEO at CloudTask, managed workforce solutions for B2B sales, customer success, and customer support. Amir, where can the audience learn from you, follow you, and chat and connect for
LinkedIn,
more?
Instagram, Facebook. I'm on the channel.
Omni-channel. This guy will follow you and hunt you down, which I love.
Yeah.
So connect with him on social. He's always sharing great insights, great strategies. And if you want to tune in to his top sales secrets, go to secretsalesbook.com, secretsalesbook.com, or tune into this podcast on iTunes, iCloud, SoundCloud, Mixcloud. Wherever the cloud is, we will be with the audio, the video, YouTube, just tune in, Google Sales Secrets from the Top 1%, buy the book. We'll have Amir, his top sales secrets everywhere. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're trying out this new episode, 20 to 30 minutes, fast identification of key secrets so that you can learn them and apply them today during your commute. Amir, you're the man. Thank you for tuning in, man. And I appreciate you.
Talking soon, man. Appreciate you having me here.